Good morning. My name is Deb McCaffrey. I'm from Frontier Security. We're going to be talking about the web client. The web client is new to us. The design, it was released with R4 in April. And this web client is made with the thick client, so it works hand in hand, so your normal workstation, but you're able to have an IP address that you can use in a web browser. And then it is up to your IT organization if they make this available on the World Wide Web or just within internal purposes throughout the facility. The web client is HTTPS, so it is secured. IT organization can help if there's any certificates that need for that secure connection. The page does come up and you enter in your credentials just as you normally would in a login. This was built in HTML5, and when it was built in HTML5 there are a few purposes with it that we made the view of it to be able to go to a tablet or to a normal laptop. And it is browser agnostic, so it means it can go on Firefox, Chrome, Internet Explorer. It also is Safari, so it's very versatile across many different platforms. It is meant with large buttons, so if you're using your finger on a tablet, it's easy to click on something. And we've made this so it could be 1-2 clicks at the most to get things accomplished in the system. I have mine currently coming up in the operations mode. There's a few things under operations mode. We do have the database groups just like we would in an operations control tree. The dashboard will give us everything underneath that. If I've highlighted a particular group, it would highlight everything under there. I'm going to keep on Frontier for a moment here. I can use the little corns to give myself more real estate. So now I want to see just these three, which is the alarm tree, the alarm queue, and the watch window. So I'm seeing all three of these things. I can take action. There are immediate actions. So it's going back, it's talking to the server, and then you're doing the controls. So for the server room, if I select this, I can right-click. I can use the cogwheel. I did the right-click, sorry. I got ahead of myself. With the right-click, I have all the same controls I would have in the operations window to control that door. Sends the message on the door will unlock, open, whatever command that I've given it. I can also select a couple and go to the cogwheel at the top and do the functionalities at the top. So everything to control the state is right here at your fingertips. If we look over at the alarm queue, the color coding is the same all the way through the system. So if we had something in its alarm state, I can click on it and then I can acknowledge it from here. Are you sure? So I can do all the same functions. The color codes are the same, so the green means it's reset, but it still needs to be acknowledged. Offline with the X in it. Faults are square, just like they are in the normal client. If something has been acknowledged, but the alarm has not been reset, we still get the green check mark, but the state is still red, which means it's still in a state. Our priority sort the exact same way. Our watch window, if there's a predetermined filter over on the thick client or the main workstation that's been defined, we can pick from those drop-downs, from those filters. Pause, reset, pass back, and then if we have our transactions, we can move through those as well. I'm going to move this back over. System setup. System setup includes our people, credentials, schedules, and calendars. Look at people. Also with R4, we went from a 1-to-1, which was you had one badge and one credential. You could only have a one-to-one relationship. With R4, you can have multiple credentials. So one person that has 3 or 4 credentials, they may have an IR, a proximity, and a mag stripe. We can have one person and control all 3 of their credentials on one record. From this area with people and credentials, we can sort. You can sort by employee number or by name. Again, we can collapse down. I have my people list and search. I can do it manually, or I can do the search function that I just showed you. I can collapse again, giving myself more real estate. Our color codes for active, and this is our shortcuts that we had on our people and credentials screen. We give you that quick reference guide of if they're active or inactive. I can deactivate the person really quickly. Whereabouts, so this works just like it would in the normal program, the normal application. I can also update the photo from here. The summary page, all of these corners will collapse all the different items that we have. And these tabs mirror the tabs that we see over in the full application. Make any changes I want to save. Active, give extended access. When we're looking at detailed information, your special instructions, physical characteristics, I can expand all or collapse all. So if I expand all just very, very quickly, it drops down all the different things and all the different detailed information I would want to put in about this person. If we look at credentials, credential status, it gives you the number, what the status is, the settings, their privileges, keys, and so on and so forth. I can add from this area. I can add a new credential, putting in the number, issue code, description, and user. When the web client was built, we wanted to make sure that 80% of all functionality that you would have normal in your daily basis of the main application you could do through the web client. So again, responding to alarms, we wanted to make sure that you could add credentials, add people. So we're building all of this in here. And for some people, they may wind up just living in the web client. This is going to be their daily interface. User fields. User fields, all the information is here. Again, expand all, collapse all. The administrator has the ability to change the captions. That can only be done over on the full application. Okay, I'm just going to put him as deactivated really quickly so you can see the color change. You see the color change. Also, if I move the corn over, you're still getting that color code. Talked about people. If we go down to credentials, the credentials are a one-to-one relationship all the way down through. But you can see that credential that would lead back to the badge number. I can go back and look up Arnold. When we're looking at schedules, schedules can be modified. They can add a schedule. You just cannot assign a schedule. This will tell you where the reference to where it is assigned, but you can't assign it from the web client. You can only assign it over on the full application. But from this area, you can always add a schedule, make changes, and save that information, and then it'll just tell you where it's referring to. All right, so here we go again. When we're talking about calendar items, you can bring up calendar items. You can create the calendar items, such as July 4th, Labor Day. You can create these here. It will immediately go back to the full application and start utilizing that. So wherever it sees a holiday that's July 4th, which is on Friday, then the application will know that it's looking for a special line or looking for that holiday line on the schedule. It'll be following that information versus its normal day, which would be a Friday. So you can set those calendar items up in the web client. We also have reports. All of the reports that you're normally assigned to, you have full capabilities of those reports in the web client. So you just bring up a user report. I want to do it for just today. They are 15-minute increments, so that is a little bit different than normal reports where you can go minute by minute in the full application. In the web client, they're just 15-minute increments is as far as that we can grind down to. So I just put this in here. And then run the report. The report does come up in a viewer within the application or within the web client. You can download that report, and you also can save the report or print the report directly. So there's our report. I can expand it. I can minimize, or not minimize, but I can zoom in and zoom out. I can save it or print it. There's a few other tools that are in the top right. Under Settings, I can change my own password. I can view preferences. So if I get to see more than one of these items, such as operations or people and credentials, system setup, personally I can go in and change my user account to say what is the default when it comes up. Is it going to see operations? Is it going to see people? What is it going to see? When we set up user groups in the full application, they are replicated over here in operations. So if I log out and want to log back in as another user, take note that I do have all of the different items available to me. But if I log out and log back in, you're only going to see operations. You do not see the other people down here because Barney, my buddy Barney, is only a security officer of the lowest level, so he can only see what he has available to him. He cannot play in people's credentials or run any reports. He's just going to see the alarm queue and the items and the watch window. Y'all can have a great day, and I hope you have a wonderful 4th, and we're done for now.